So with the new Chapter 5 route, this is right after the Zheng2 fight, right after we went back to the Rose Blossom Cabaret, and it put us outside of our living situation. We run to get Nancy right there. Tried my best to try and overlap it with another portion, but I couldn't get it to line up, and it was just like a couple seconds faster to just taxi rather than walk from Nancy to that CanQuest taxi. So just a smidge faster. We still head to Hello Work. Still trying to change Psycho over to the hostess. Still head down to Part-Time Hero, where we enter into the building, head to this silver safe, grabbing the cotton pouch. Then we go up the elevator, still pretty much still exactly the same as what we previously done. Start the cat quest, head into the elevator, head on up to the first cat kappa, just because this is the most convenient time for us to do so. And then right after that, we will be heading straight to the Sunlight Castle taxi, where we'll run to the Capitol building, get to the cat that is sitting on top of the electrical box outside the Capitol building, and then to Genai Station to progress things there. Sunlight Castle. Turn around. Head in towards this. I call it the Capitol building. I have no idea what it actually is. But we get this, then we head to Genai Station to progress the story, which will put us on the opposite Genai Station right next to the Popo. Which I'll explain what we do when we get there. Of course, this is the optional spot right here for another bond conversation if you need some more points on Nanba, or you don't need the points on Saiko, but because we gift glitch her bond level up, but Nanba may need it if he died. We get that taxi really quick, head back into the Genai Station, progress the story. And once we're on the opposite side, we turn around, run to the Popo, where we will purchase one premium sushi set, run to the ATM, withdraw all of our money from Chapter 2 that conveniently got put in an ATM for us. Then we progress down to the Kappa statue in this elevator. And we head on over into where we got those 3 safes before. But now we're picking up the cat while we're here. Thank you, Mr. Kitten, for making your presence known. Fast travel to Seagull Cinema. I get this cat before we end up running over to Kume, just because I feel like the odds of having a fight spawn in our way at night are weirdly much lower. I've like rarely seen a fight spawn in our way at night, so I'm just tacking this on here. We do have to intentionally take a fight later. Hold on. We're gonna... Saiko puts on Sparkling Cannon. She puts on her Cotton Pouch. Then we go back to Rose Blossom Cabaret for Kume. We do have to intentionally take a fight after the Kume fight to refresh the cooldown on Gary Buster Holmes. But that fight in Chinatown, those enemies are usually faster than us, so it's a very slow fight to try and run from. So we progress the story. And in this fight, I didn't mean to target behind. You need to aim for Okuno and Yokoyama, the two batter type enemies, because they are the ones that have high HP. Unfortunately, Ichi went very slow here. This Gary Buster Holmes will get rid of the rest. This won't kill him. Pigeon raid, because it's going to be the fastest way to take him down. But yeah, it's aim for the two batters with everyone except for Ichi, because Ichi will Gary Buster Holmes and get rid of the rest. Kume is weak to everything. So hit him with literally anything. They're all together, so I'm going to Mega Swing. And Adachi's up. That guy survived. That's fine. He's standing up now, so we're going to pigeon him. Okay. So now we speak to Eri and start the business minigame. I'm running through the new route is what I'm doing at the moment. So after we start the business minigame, which starts off the same as usual. So I'm just outlining the new Chapter 5 route. So we start the business minigame, run right into it. This operates exactly the same as been set up before, but in between the two sections of the business minigame, you will notice, or if you've been paying attention to this new Chapter Chapter 5 route so far, we have not grabbed the taxi outside of Ichiban Confections yet. We'll be getting that in just a bit. We set up Nancy 1 earlier on. Okay. And now with this part, you have to assign business. That one, and then omelet. And then we have to fire our two other employees. And before this progresses, we go upgrade 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We're good. And we run the business. Run the business. And then, yeah, we currently don't have the taxi outside Ichiban Confections, which we would normally use to try and get back there extremely fast. But we also, in order to get the Ichiban Confections before, we did a long run from the bar district down to Ichiban Confections. So instead of doing that, I'm going to be doing a slightly shorter run. So after doing 2 rounds of the business minigame, the game forces you to leave. It progresses the story for you. It's done with the tutorial of the business minigame, so you can proceed with the story if you want. But from here is where things really start getting different. So from here, we will be running, actually. We'll be running north. Didn't need the first person. We'll be running up north to the overlapping Kat and Nancy side quest. Right here. Doesn't matter what you do first now, because we'll end up having to walk back up these stairs. That's a fast run. There is a fight spawn that can spawn in our way there. And if it does, it's honestly good. We save a little time if we do that. But for now, we need to focus on Nancy. Holding both right analogs to the stick right at the beginning of that. And then we run up the stairs. Oh, speak of the devil. Now we gotta fight. Hopefully, I don't think there's a situation where there's 2. With that, if I get a good angle, where were my run options? And now I'm just not getting a good angle to run. Okay, it's fine. But now we got the run out of the way. That was just unfortunate, the angle there. But now we grab the Ichiban Confections taxi. Then we run back into Ichiban Confections for part 2 of the minigame. And before we go in, we recruit the 2 red employees. Employees, auto care them, boardroom. We set up those 2 like that. Begin the boardroom. Hit the weakness for the shield, then hit their color weakness, then omelet. And we rinse and repeat that for all of them here. Blue is weak to green. Green is weak to red. Red is weak to blue. Actually, while we're here, I'm going to try something. So we got to wait. Wait for that to appear. But I'm wondering if we omelet and then Nishio. That actually is faster. That's faster. Hopefully that works consistently. Normally we have to omelet ×3 that gentleman. But if we increase the damage multiplier by hitting him with omelet with his weakness once and then hit him with a neutral damage from Nishio, who has high damage, can turn that out a little bit faster. It's neat. So now we're done with the first boardroom meeting. We head right back in to run the business 4 times. I don't know yet if that little strategy there to go omelet then to Nishio is consistent, but I wanted to try it and it seemed like it would be. We'll see about it. We'll do it again next time. We'll see what happens. But we run the business like normal. We run it 4 times, then the next shareholder meeting. In between, there will be these pop-ups. We will be skipping all of them. Every last one of those pop-ups, except if any of our employees ask for a raise. We need to maintain all of the employees we have, or otherwise bad things happen. And by bad things happen, I mean, I don't know what we would do without the employees we have. So we treat them properly and we give them their raise. All of the other pop-ups you can skip. And unfortunately, there's not much we can do to speed up these sections other than make sure you're holding R2. Make sure you're holding R2. Okay, this is our 4th round of business, and then after this comes the shareholder meeting, which we will be using the exact same strat as we did in the last one. Oh, and before we go into the shareholder meeting, make sure to auto care your employees to raise their move. That helps the bar, the energy bar, to refill faster. Break the shield, weakness, then omelet. Gotta wait until we're about 25-ish. Okay. And we wait for our power up. There we go. Then we hit weakness. Weakness, omelet, Nishio. I think that's consistent. That honestly saves like 4 seconds each time. I will take that. Because normally we have to omelet and then omelet and then omelet again. But if we do omelet then Nishio, it's 2 quick launching attacks in a row. Now we have 1 more round of 4 business sections where we just gotta hold R2. Hold R2. Skip any pop-ups except for if employees ask for a raise. And then if they ask for a raise, you give them that raise. And then we get into the last shareholder meeting, which operates just a little bit differently. We don't want that employee. We only want to increase the pay of our employees. We operate the final shareholder meeting just a little bit differently. It's a special shareholder meeting. We aim for Jessie, which is the target always on the far right, and we hit her with Tome 2 times, which is our green color member. And then with the other two, we have to wait until the bar fills up to about 25 again. And then we will hit them with Nishio and then Tome to finish them off. And that will work for both of those two. So a little bit of a different strategy to close out the final shareholder meeting. But pretty soon we'll be getting to more of the completely different chapter 5. Well, not completely different, but we do not want you, Mamatatsu. This is our final round of business before the shareholder meeting. Before the shareholder meeting, again, make sure you are auto-carrying your employees with the square button, which will get them all back to max happiness and make that bar fill up faster. It is important. It saves some time. Okay. Employees, auto-care, shareholder meeting. Again, we aim for Jessie first. Hit her with Tome times 2 after we break the shield. Wait until we're about 26, 25. I hit Nishio, then Tome. And we just gotta wait until we're back up to about 25, 26 again. Hit him with the special power. Break shield, Nishio, Tome, we're done. And now we have reached rank 100. Business minigame done as fast as we can. We can now unlock Eri if we so desire, but we won't be doing so quite yet. We still got quite a few things before we have to head to the bar. So now we are done with the business minigame. All done with the business minigame. Head outside, and we will continue the Cat Kappa quest for a little bit. Over to Can Quest, where this little short trip is the same little segment. If those enemies spawn, we can enter this sub-story but not finish it just by skipping it, and that despawns the enemy. Take a picture of the Kappa, run back over here up the stairs to this is cat number 6. Head down the stairs, start off this story. This sub-story we will actually finish off later in chapter 12. And now we head on over to West Hambakita Park, where we run over to this cat that's sitting in the middle of the park underneath this water fountain. And then we will be heading to that van right in the background right there to purchase some flowers. Gotta pay attention to fight spawns, because it's almost always one, but you can usually safely make it around. We will purchase 1 pansy, 2 lilies, 1 rose, 2 bonsai, and 1 mysterious seed. And we're done with that shop. Now we continue the remainder of this running section to pick up the East Hambakita Park taxi, then to Chinatown, then to Chinatown, then to another cat down there. That fight spawn can sometimes be in the way. I think I'm fine. Ah! We got it. You should have just save loaded that, and then they spawn on top. You should have just save loaded that. You shouldn't be risky like me. But we grab that taxi, we head down over this away to the southwest. We run to the Chinatown Taxi to get that set up for later fast travels as well. We've done that. Need to run into Chinatown because there's a cat and a kappa statue in the middle here. Watching out for fight spawns. There are a plenty that spawn here. There's vending machines around that you can try to despawn. We get that cat. That is cat number 8. Not the final cat yet. And then we grab this kappa statue. And then we fast travel to Seagull Cinema because we have more shopping to do before we go back to the bar. We got to get our fertilizer so that we can plant and actually grow the item fast enough when we unlock garden. So we go here. Money's a bit tight here, so 3 paralyses, pulses, 3 mental, 2 first aid kits, plant stamina and spark, and 30 79 Super X. Then we fast travel to the bar. Head on into the bar to finally unlock Aerie, as well as 2 bond conversations that we will be doing. Talk to Aerie. Aerie, we use X as her bond link choice. So, come on. Skip the cutscene. Then Aerie joins the party. Then we will be doing Nanba's bond conversation, which will be circle and then circle. This will increase our charisma and our style. Talk to Nanba. Circle. Circle. Increase our charisma and style. Now we will do something new that normally was only used in all sub-stories, but now we are bringing it into any percent is a bond gift glitch. So we want to talk to Sayako, give her a bouquet of lilies, and then pause skip multiple times in a row, and the game thinks that we gave the gift to her multiple times. So it increases it much more than we were supposed to. Then we use circle on her bond link as well. Gets us our last bit of charisma that we need for this run. As well as an increased Sayako's bond, which actually gets her a couple more job levels and regular levels throughout the run. Now we need to talk to the barkeep. This will activate gardening. We don't want to make anything yet. We want to go outside, plant the mysterious seeds, set the nutrient with that plant stamina and spark that we got from the pharmacy, head on over this back route over to our final cat. Finally, we are done with the cat quest. Now we want to do a different party member. So now we want Nanba to Aerie, then Adachi to Nanba, because we want that right positioning for when we do stuff later. And we turn in all the cats to part-time hero. This activates the final cat, Robson. Oh, come on, use the elevator. Now we're to our big shop, and the big shop is a little bit different. Head over to the East Hamaki Department Taxi. We'll be running straight up, and we'll be going to the material shop first. We no longer run to the vending machines on the left side of Dragon Cart, so it is faster to go left to right now. So we will first do this. We need 10 sturdy lumber, 24 quality, so 23, 18 high quality, so 18, 5 ragged cloth, so 4, 18 thick cloth, so 16, 23 beautiful cloth, so 22. Metal wire, we need 20, so 12. Dirty iron, 43, so 37. Sturdy iron, 51, so 49. Refined iron, 45. Then Cloudy Pane, 22, so 20. Clear Pane, 41, so 32. Immaculate Pane, 36, so 32. Tempered Glass, 28, so 27. Sturdy Plastic, 15, so 14. Dull Aluminum, 23. Gleaming Aluminum, 9. And then Thick Hide, 20, so 7. Smooth Hide, 20, so 19. High Grain Leather, 8. And High Full Grain Leather, 3. That is that shop done. And we head over here, take a picture of the kapa while it's in there. Talk to this. We need 38 daikon, 11 tomato, 61 hot pepper, 50 potatoes, 53 onion, 72 garlic, 7 mysterious mushrooms, and 13 mysterious carrots. And now we make this last final trek over to Robson, and then we will fast travel right away to turn them in. Yep. Talk to part-time hero to turn in Robson. Then we are going back to the bar. Where our nice mysterious seeds will have blossom into some delicious mysterious fruit, which we need to make some bento boxes. We need to make a bento box specifically. It gives you either 8 or 9. We only need 3, so it doesn't really matter. Now we talk to the barkeep. 1 mishmash, 2 packed lunches. No. 10 chilled lunches, because these are also our HP recovery items throughout the run. 2 homestyle. 10 special lunch boxes, because these are HP and MP heal items throughout the run. And luxury Kiwami box. And we're out of there. Then we fast travel to West Hamakita Park for 1 quick run. We're going to run over to the side here towards La Marche, I believe is the name of the shop. But first, on our way up to there, we're going to be grabbing this red vending machine, which has our Kiwami drinks and our muscle sodas. We get 5 of each of those. That fight spawn is inconvenient, but it shouldn't matter, because we just run up here, up the stairs to this silver safe to get the table sparkling. And then we make our way, finally, over to the blacksmith. Where we first increase our blacksmith to the next level. And we'll be crafting 4 weapons. We'll be crafting the steel broom, the lightning bandages, the metal ruler, and the voltaic yellow wine. We will be strengthening the lightning bandages times 1 and the cotton pouch times 3. And then fast travel up to Hello Work, where we will change Ichi's job over to the job we want him at the end, as well as Foreman in the middle there, so that we can unlock his ability to break down some walls for us. Ichi to Foreman. Then to Host. And because we had the fight earlier, I'm going to travel to Ichiban Confections to go run and finish the Nancy side quest. But if you did not get a fight earlier that you ran away from, you will fast travel to West Surakume Highway instead. Because there's there actually is very consistently a fight that spawns on the way to the Nancy side quest. And you will run away from that instead. turns us away. Gotta give him the bento box. Skip. We get Nancy. And then from this point, we run. We run over to Fumie's shop. But on the way, we'll be speaking to this part-time hero representative, turning in 8 quests, which gives us the tarot cards and some other goodies, and a decent chunk of money, too. Take a picture of that Kappa, because that is Kappa number 6. Open up this shop. Get into here. Purchase 7 gold keys, 10 smoke bombs, 2 gambler's ties, 1 fancy bow tie that we equip, and 1 that we don't. Then we gear. We want Adachi optimized, then Eri, then Nanba, then Saiko gets her magic lighter and the toy bracelet. And then we head on over to Jinai Station to finish out the chapter. And that is the new Chapter 5 route. I will have to save and quit this. But that is the end of the giant and now very messed up Chapter 5 quest to get all the items we need to set up for later. But now we are also doing this fight a little bit differently, because now in this fight and a bit later, we have Nanba instead. We need Eri to Kiwami drink here. We Gary Buster Holmes. We guard. Unfortunately, he wasn't stunned, so he gets an attack. That's fine. We rolling kick to finish him off. And now that it's Ichi's turn coming up as soon as the fight begins, we will Robson. Now that that is available to us. And we do this setup because otherwise, if you do this later on in the fight, Robson can miss, and that's bad. Now, to finish off Yan, you either Sparkling Cannon or Pyro Belt and attack. Whichever comes first. And the fight's done. Then we're on into Chapter 6. And I will skip ahead forward here in the video. Because Chapter 6 is the same up to a point. Here is where we get the final little addition in the middle of this set piece, of this little underground section, is after we run away from this fight, we will grab this safe to the right, which has the felt hat. We will equip that right away onto Saiko, because Saiko will be using that for the crane fight, and it also gives her just a bit more magic, 11 magic precisely, for all of the fights that she's in up until Chapter 10. So it'll help just a little bit with damage on, I think probably the best place would be damage on Reiji Chapter 10. Now that we've escaped from the final fight that we have to in this chapter, we don't have to do any additional menuing or anything, so long as you put the felt hat onto Saiko already. We will run straight into the crane fight. Where conveniently, this crane has no damage resistance to pigeons. So we will rolling kick. Tag team. Pigeons. Didn't need that crit, but it's nice. And Sparkling Cannon. And this is enough damage to kick Yan out of the excavator. Then from here, we Kiwami drink Eri yet again. We tag team Yan. We Sparkling Yan. You got to make sure all the damage hits, so if Nanba goes first, you got to wait for Yan to get up, because our final move is the Pyro Belch. And that kills Yan before Yan has a chance to do anything. It's 1 turn faster than if we were using Adachi. return to the city. Skip ourselves some cutscenes, and I want to carry this through into the remainder of this chapter because we have one more quick trip to the blacksmith. Where we got those tarot cards at the very end of chapter 5, and we'll be upgrading them now. Along with one upgrade to the voltaic yellow wine, so long as you have gotten the remainder of the odd stones that you need from the sewers. Then we fast travel up to Seagull Cinema. We are still using we are still using Nanba here because we don't get an upgraded weapon onto Adachi. He just doesn't have the damage to like one-shot minions faster. And Sparkling is still slow. So instead, I haven't tested this yet, so we're going to test it live. Instead, we are going to use Pigeons, which is hopefully going to be faster than Sparkling. Or which is faster than Sparkling. Sparkling is a very slow animation. So start this off with an airy thumbstack scatter onto everyone. Then we Nancy. And that guy unfortunately lived, which is rare. But Pigeon the large HP. That is more than enough damage. And could have guarded to have the poison kill, or Psycho can finish it off with a regular attack. That guy had like 1 HP. Turn to the left. Take a picture of the Kappa. This shop coming up is a little bit different. We turn around the corner, demolish this barrier. We purchase 6 superpower rings, 2 for Eri, 2 for Adachi, which we equip right away, 2 unequipped, 2 silver bracelets, 1 we put on Psycho there, 1 unequipped, and athletic insoles onto Ichi over the health ring. Or not athletic, military insoles over Ichi. Over the health ring on Ichi. And then this fight, I pause skip. You don't do that. By the way, that is slow. We thumbtack scatter onto the large HP. We Gary Buster Holmes. The boost shouldn't have mattered, but we guard until Nanba Pigeons. Ooh, that is tight damage. That might not be consistent. Might have to just Sparkling Cannon there. We'll need more testing. We'll need more testing. And then the end of chapter 7 is the same as it was. Again, I'm going to try for Pigeons. So, Eri Kiwami drinks herself. We use Robson. And because Nanba wasn't fast enough, we spark. That gives Eri just enough XP to hit level 15. And we carry on into chapter 7, where we do one last thing. I'll continue the video up into chapter 7. Because we've got a couple more things we got to do here quick that are different. So, head to Hello Work. Where we will now change both Adachi and Eri's classes. We will change Eri to the dealer. And we will change Adachi to the enforcer. And then we will gear Eri, or Ichi will steal Eri's hard leather boots. We need to change the party to get Nanba out for Adachi. And then we fast travel to Fukutokuchu, where we do chapter 7 as we normally do right at the beginning, but the fight at the 2 fights right at the beginning here, after we talk to Sunghee, are a little bit different, so we should make sure we record those as well. These fights have not changed since the earlier on in this week with my world record run of 326.03. But it's still good to have this recorded because this is still kind of the bigger changes that come. Like there are smaller changes in things like chapter 10 and chapter 12 that we do differently now that we have those extra superpower rings, but they're not terribly they're not terribly they're not huge changes. They're not broad sweeping changes. So we enter the Gomi Jewel set piece, where we attack the large HP gentleman. We Gary Buster Holmes, and we spark. Ideally, Ichi should be going first here. And for the second fight, we do the exact same thing, but instead of Gary Buster Holmes, we use Nancy. So we Nancy. Attack. And spark. And now that gets both Eri and Adachi to job level 6, which gets their abilities that we want. So we skill shortcut Eri, jackpot chip, dart airstrike, and Adachi with shield bass and paralysis prongs. Oh, where am I going? And the rest proceeds normally here up until after we run from the third fight. So we smoke bomb here. Run up the stairs. Run off to the left here, skip the cutscene, and then off to the ledge we go. Cross. Find all the Gomi Jewel. This is technically a little bit faster if you're using mouse and keyboard because the mouse acceleration is very fast. But I've gotten very consistent with controller, so I've never bothered learning. This fight is very easy. We just throw a cat at it. Good fight. Run up to here. This fight we escape from using a smoke bomb. Run up the stairs, run across these platforms, and then as soon as we get to the other area, we'll be running to the left. This is important. We need to get this safe now. This safe contains the bulletproof shield, which we will immediately equip onto Adachi with an optimize. We need the additional damage immediately for this next coming fight, which is against Jungi-han. Now, we do get increased damage, but before, we had this weapon already upgraded by the time we got here. This fight can still go exactly the same length as it did before, but comes with one caveat. If Jungi-han is against the wall and against the ground, we need to wait just a tick for him to start getting up before we dart airstrike. We have to make sure that all of the darts land. It is very important. Otherwise, Jungi-han will not go down in the same amount of turns. So it's better just to wait like a second to 2 seconds there to make sure that all of those darts do hit. This puts Adachi right in front. Jungihan will hit him. Big team will push him against the wall. Again, wait. I usually wait for about 2 of the cursor taking in on itself. That crit wasn't necessary, but it's nice. And sparkling. Then a final paralysis to finish the fight. And now you can see why we needed to make every single one of those darts hit. Very important that all of those darts hit. We just don't have the damage we used to have. So if a dart misses, that could potentially make the fight go longer. So now, Ichi goes first. Hopefully. Gary Buster Holmes right away. Darts. If we're lucky, this finishes the fight right away, but usually leaves 1 left. So we just smack down while he's on the ground. Next fight. Again, we want Ichi to go first. Eri went first, which is unfortunate. We need to take down all of the crossbows. So if any remaining crossbow members stay alive, you take them out with Ichi. If Ichi goes first, you just take down a crossbow member right away. And then Saiko always finishes off the spark. And the final fight. Ichi tag teams the large HP member. And we darts, and this normally finishes the fight. Like so. And then we are out of the set piece, but we got a couple things left to do before this chapter is over. And before I close out this brief explanation video. I say brief. It's a long explanation video of the new route. We've got to go up the stairs, take a picture of the kappa, then we got to go to the blacksmith one more time. Ugh, excuse me. We got to go to the blacksmith one more time because we need those bulletproof shield upgrades. It is very important for the upcoming fights. We need that extra damage. So we strengthen the bulletproof shield 3 times. And don't worry about the table of sparkling not being upgraded yet. We will upgrade that all the way to full. We will upgrade that all the way to full in chapter 12. Because that item doesn't get used until chapter 12 anyway. So now, we run to here. Then we fast travel to Chinatown. That is an unfortunate fight spawn. We have vending machines right nearby, but they're standing right in the way. I'm gonna have to save load them. I will explain that in just a second, Metza, as soon as we reach the end. Because right now, that's all I gotta do is make this final trek over to the end of the chapter. Okay. Yeah, and then this is through chapter 7, and then chapters 8 and 9 are identical to the way they were before. Chapter 10 has a few menuing changes. Chapter 12 has a couple menuing changes, but for the most part, the remainder of the run is the same. So yeah, that is the explanation of chapters 5 through chapter 7, all the changes that came from this new route. It's a lot.